Good evening, wherever you may be disrupting. Welcome aboard. We're about to leave our mark. As Gregory said, we start every show with a quote or a verse from a line. This week, to help set a context, Gregory, we're going to start with a quote from Abraham Hicks, which is a series of books that are written about the law of attraction. And I had this quote come through my inbox this week, and I want to share it with the global tribe. You are perceptual beings with different vantage points, and it does not matter how much information is given. How much? You cannot see beyond the vibrational limits of where you are standing or sitting. You cannot live or see or experience outside of your own individual beliefs. Being right is about holding on to your limited beliefs. And by the way, Global Tribe, we all got them. The question for you, Global Tribe, is what are you committed to? Are you committed to being a man? Or are you committed to being who you are? Here's the flip side. Being happy or being who you are is choosing to disrupt your limited beliefs and being committed to creating a whole new story. Being happy is being open to a new alternative, new choices, and being courageous because it does take courage. So dudes, what are you being right about as it relates to being a man? What are your limited beliefs and what are you being right about as it relates to men?
Hold on, before you answer, who's the first voice that people hear when they tune into the Dudes of Disruption every week?
Tommy Spiro, otherwise known, aka Mr. Results.
I always go first.
Yes, you do.
I'm getting tired of going first.
So, Mr. Results.
Yes.
What are your limited beliefs around being a man?
Oh.
Ooh. Where do you start?
Exactly. Where do we start? What do we trace that back to? That it's not okay to be vulnerable.
Okay.
That's a big one.
Okay.
Let's just start there.
And how do you define vulnerable?
Vulnerable means like being okay with not always showing your strength, or being fearful of showing your weakness,
Okay.
or letting things rattle you, and always having a stiff upper lip and all of that stuff.
So your limited belief is that as a man or men should always have that demeanor of I've got it handled, I've got it all together, rather than showing emotion, let's say.
Right.
Got it.
See, that's why you go first.
Yes, that was beautiful.
Thanks. Did I land it?
You landed it. Okay. Gregory, a.k.a. the point guard of this show.
Yes.
What are your limited beliefs around being a man or about men?
That, and I remember learning this in the work world in corporate America, and I really felt like it was true outside of it too, is that I have to always hold it together.
Right.
That I have to be calm and collected and measured and lead.
Got it.
Because that's what men do. But it didn't always work. There were times when, let's say at work, I didn't know what the answer was.
Right.
Or I really actually probably could have used a good cry because something happened that was actually really disturbing or painful. And so this idea of always having to have it together was something that I believed that society wanted from me, but also something that I started to believe as being true.
Yeah, and one of the challenges in disrupting or questioning the rightness of the beliefs that, for example, that you dudes just shared, is that it throws things into doubt and into confusion and even uncertainty, right? Well, I've got these beliefs which I've had pretty much from day one of being born, and then all of a sudden, what we're actually encouraging and inviting the global tribe during the next hour with us on this journey is to start to question and disrupt these beliefs, not from a right or wrong place. Rather, do these beliefs still serve you? We'd rather hold on to what we know.
Well, speaking of holding on to what we know, you've held on to answering or not answering the question.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I tried to pull a Tommy.
Yes, we're not up on the first break yet.
Okay.
It's coming.
Okay.
But you get to answer the question too.
Yeah, I would say a limited belief that I have about men is that men cannot be trusted, that they are unreliable, they are inconsistent. That in fact, actually, it's funny that you said about men having it all together, that men actually are the emotional ones, that they are the ones that you cannot count on. that they're self-serving, self-centered, selfish, if you will, and that you cannot trust them. Whereas women are nurturing and loving and will take care of you and will bring you the blanket and give you the hug. My limited belief around men has been quite the opposite. And Global Tribe, I am willing and I am committed to letting go of that limited belief and others that I have and the dudes in this studio have as well, so that I can be right about being happy.
Very cool. So Global Tribe out there, dudes and dudettes, the question of today's show is, what are you being right about as it relates to men? Your relationships and beliefs around men. We're going to talk about it the rest of this show.
We'll be right back.